Analysis report. Anavite by Gaspari Nutrition, lot number 164150475, 1-androstenedione, ND, not detected.
Welcome to Price Plow.
What's up, YouTube? This is Mike with Price Plow, and I got a good episode for you here today. Some may say even a dramatic one. So as many of you know, MMA fighter Lyman Good is suing Hi-Tech Pharmaceuticals, Gaspari Nutrition and Jared Wheat, and the Vitamin Shoppe over accusations of a tainted supply of Gaspari's Anavite multivitamin. In addition, in a completely separate lawsuit, he's also suing over the same accusations pretty much, Millennium Sport Technology, over one of their cordyceps-based products. I think it's called VO2 Ultra or something like that, but we're gonna focus on Anavite here. So same accusation, two different supplements. We kind of need to figure out what's going on. And so the backstory is that in 2016, October of 2016, Lyman Good failed a drug test per USADA, or the US Anti-Doping Agency, and they're claiming that he popped for 1-AD or 1-androstenedione. Now, this is a Schedule III controlled substance. It's banned. Not only is it banned, but it's completely illegal in America. So it belongs nowhere, kind of anywhere in the country. And the issue is that USADA, unfortunately, never releases those blood tests. And that's kind of probably between the MMA and Lyman Good. But they also don't ever release their lab tests. And so around April of 2017, that comes in because in April of 2017, they put on their supplement411.org website that there was indeed a batch of Gaspari Anavite that they claimed to have failed the test, and it did have this 1-androstenedione in it. And so they claim that that was lot number, I'm gonna get it up, 164150475. And that was in April of 2017, and no one really noticed that, or at least we didn't notice it or anything until the lawsuit was filed in October of 2017. And that's where people looked at the lawsuit, and then they realized that this product was placed on supplement411.org. But I will say that the lawsuit itself does not claim that it was this lot number. And also Vitamin Shoppe was thrown in there because apparently he bought it from Vitamin Shoppe. So we really need to figure out what's going on, because the one thing that's questionable is that there's two different supplements made in two completely different facilities by two completely different companies, both being accused of having a Schedule III controlled substance in them. Something doesn't add up there. So guess what I did? I hunted around and I found myself the lot right there. And so you can see the 164150475. I have a freshly sealed tub. I'm not sure you can see that peel right here, but this thing is completely unopened, and I will not say where I got it from, but I got it. And so I'm going to get it lab tested. Now, I'm going to get it lab tested. I will not, I'll tell you how the lab tests go, but I'm not going to tell you where it came from. Because 1-AD is a Schedule III controlled substance, the company said that we're not going to want to receive it unless it's a product that isn't supposed to have it, which is the case, and it's a sealed product, which is the case. And they said that because it's a Schedule III controlled substance, we're not going to tell you how much is in there, if there's any. We're only going to tell you if it is in there or if it is not. Now, this is a Schedule III controlled substance, like I've said 1,000 times here in this video, and it is completely banned and completely illegal. The reason it may have come up, and this is the question, is, and there's some confusion in these lawsuit articles, so I'm going to talk about that real quickly, is that the wave of two-step prehormones that have been out and legal between about 2015 and 2017, one of them is known as 1-DHEA, also known as 1-andro, as we call it in the industry, and or also known as 1-androsterone. So 1-DHEA is kind of, that's the name of the one that's been legal between 2015 and 2017. It may be on the chopping block as well now. But anyway, what happens is if you take 1-DHEA, which is a DHEA metabolite, and you take it, it converts to the 1-AD or the 1-androstenedione, as well as possibly some other stuff, and then that then converts into the testosterone-based molecules that give you all the gains. There are studies on this prohormone. It's called the prohormone because it turns into other hormones, and so there are studies on this one, and it is definitely a big strength and gain booster. However, it does not belong in a multivitamin, and it's not on the label. and especially for someone who's getting drug tested. Now, I will say, though, that nowhere on this label are they saying that this is a drug-tested, approved supplement that doesn't have informed choice or NSF certified for sport or anything. So Lyman Good should not have been taking it. But at the same time, we really got to hope that this stuff doesn't have a Schedule 3 controlled substance. Now, the reason I talk about the conversion is possibly Hi-Tech does make that other, they do make some prohormones with the other form of with the prohormone 1-andro or 1-DHEA in there. And you can't get confused by it because some of these articles are calling the illegal one as 1-andro. The lawsuit calls the illegal one as 1-andro. That's not really how it works. So the legal one, 1-andro or 1-DHEA, converts into the illegal one inside of your body. But the question is maybe that there is some of that 1-DHEA inside of the batch, and then maybe that kind of like decomposed into the 1-AD, and then maybe that's what they tested. I don't know. I'm not sure if I believe it or not, but USADA claims that they found the 1-AD inside of here, so we're going to get it tested. The reason I brought up all that conversion stuff is because just in case, I'm also going to get 1-DHEA tested as well. So $700 down the drain, here we go. I am going to get the test done in a different lab. I'm not going to tell you what lab it's been done in. We've done tests with this lab, and they are very reputable in the industry. They have a good scientific standard that they're going to be using for these tests. But again, they won't tell us how much of the illegal one they find, if any at all. They're just going to say if they found it or not. So tune back in a few weeks, and we'll be posting this video, and we're going to show you what those results were. So once again, Mike with Price Plow, stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2 weeks later. Look what I have here. December 4th, 2017, laboratory analysis report. Anavite by Gaspari Nutrition, lot number 164150475, 1-androstenedione, ND, not detected. 1-androsterone, just in case, ND, not detected. Now, you'll see that I've redacted the actual lab who's done this, and I'll talk about that later. But first, let's talk about, project sample analysis, ID 17082. Presented below are the laboratory results of the samples received on November 17th, 2017. We received the sealed samples labeled as listed below. The samples were extracted and analyzed by GCMS and FTIR and compared against reference standards obtained from independent sources. Now, I will be the first person to admit that absence of proof is not proof of absence. I had to inquire, and this is a 99.9% accurate test. So there is a possibility that maybe like 8 nanograms of stuff was actually discovered. I'm not going to say that that's an impossible thing, because there is a possibility that 8 nanograms or something like that was discovered. The question I would have, though, is if that were even the case, would that even pop on a real blood test? I mean, we're talking about such minute amounts that, just the more that this goes on, the more skeptical I become. And so I will, so let's kind of like run down the different things that happen. First off, we have no lab tests from USADA. They won't provide lab tests. Second off, we have no blood tests from USADA. So we really can't compare against anything. We do have a lab test showing that at a 99.9% accuracy, we have a no detect though. And this was a sealed tub. You did see the lot number and everything, and it was confirmed by the lab. Furthermore, the Lyman Good lawsuit doesn't mention the lot number that they purchased, and they don't have a receipt from the Vitamin Shoppe. They don't show blood tests. They don't show, and most importantly, they don't show their own lab test. Furthermore, the Lyman Good side is also suing a completely different company who has a product manufactured in a completely different facility. I verified that. And furthermore, that company uses BSCG to do batch testing of all banned drugs and supplements and substances on every single batch. And that was Millennium Sport, their cordyceps-based product. And so I really have a lot of skepticism over a lot of these claims, because I'm not finding it here. I'm really confident that it's not going to be a Millennium Sport stuff if they're getting BSCG-based testing. And it just feels like right now is kind of like this whole kick them while they're down attack on Gaspari Nutrition and Hi-Tech Pharmaceuticals. It seems like a great time to be able to stomp on that, because as many people have been following, we have a lot of things going on with the FDA versus Hi-Tech Pharmaceuticals, and I'm going to be showing you some other lab tests completely unrelated. It's going to be a separate video, separate blog post, but we're going to be talking about how the FDA has done some really piss poor lab tests as well, and how they did a lab test claiming to have found this same compound, but at the same time, they wouldn't show the exact quantities because that compound matches the molecular weights of 1,200 different compounds, including one that was supposed to be in that supplement. And so there's a lot of questions that I have, and every step of the way that I research this more, without seeing blood work, without seeing lab tests from the lawsuit or from USADA, I get more and more skeptical. And so the reason I redacted this is because obviously, this lab is possibly going to get dragged into a lawsuit now. Now, I don't want that to happen unless, they agree to do that. So I'm not going to just out them. I mean, maybe someone who gets a ton of different lab tests might know like where this came from just by looking at the formatting, but so be it. But the point is that, I think the way this goes is like, first off, I would be very happy at this point to put my hand on the Bible and swear that, and I'm not an expert witness, but I would swear that yes, I did purchase, I did receive this product. I actually didn't purchase it, but I did hunt down this lot number. It was a sealed container. I was never asked to or prompted to do this lab test. I paid for it with my own dime, really the business's dime, and I sent over a sealed container. The rest is really up to this lab, though. If they wanted to become an expert witness in this case, they would have to be the ones that actually, state how exactly they did the GCMS and FTIR measurements and everything. And that's something that I'm not an expert on. Where I'm more of an expert is that I watch the stock management of these products, and I can tell you that there have been, after all this has gone down, a lot of people stopped buying Anavite. A lot of stores stopped stocking Anavite, and there's definitely been damages because of this. And right now, I'm just skeptical of anything that's going on with this case because of these no detects. And because this lawsuit just doesn't have enough information, because we don't have blood tests, because we don't have lab tests, we have nothing. All we have is accusations, and these accusations are kind of railroading these companies. And obviously, that's a problem I have with. If you're going to railroad someone, bring the data to back it up. And right now, we don't have the data, but I do have a little bit of data at a 99.9% threshold that we are looking okay here. So that's a big issue. Furthermore, as we've seen in the DMAA fiasco way back in like 2012, USADA has been accused, and this comes up through the DMAA lawsuit again with Hi-Tech Pharmaceuticals, but USADA actually paid $25,000 to have some lab work done on geraniums, and they actually found DMAA in the geraniums, and we have the emails now showing that the researchers worked with USADA, the two employees of USADA, to find a way to make it look like this study that they didn't find it. The fact is, though, that DMAA was found, and now I have big questions about how much we can trust this organization. Furthermore, on that paper, the people who were paying for this study, USADA, also had two people co-authoring the study, and they got to edit the manuscript. So that just doesn't feel like nothing here feels clean. And so all I have is two NDs right here. And until further notice, I truly believe that this product is clean. Again, I will admit, though, that there may have been a possibility that there's an extremely, extremely small amount. But then we'd have to look at the blood work and see, was the blood work correlated to some like minuscule number? I just don't see it happening. I don't see them having a Schedule 3 banned steroid in here. All I'm seeing is that damages are being done on the other side, and I'm not finding any data to back it up. So with all those caveats, I would be willing to testify that I paid for this out of our own dime. We didn't find anything, but I'm not the expert. The expert is the lab. And so if Hi-Tech Pharmaceuticals wants them to be their expert witness, we'll have to talk with them and see, I'm sure there's like some sort of hourly rate or something like that you have to pay them to be an expert witness. And so I'll apologize to the lab for dragging y'all into this, but I wanted to find out if this was for real. And as of right now, I'm not believing anything until I see further proof. And the proof is not in the labs. The proof is not in the lawsuit. I don't know what else to say. So anyway, bomb dropped right here. USADA, Lyman Good. If you are good for your word, then you need to show us more. And that's all I'm going to say. You can subscribe to this channel because we have a lot more, including, now that I've seen this, I'm actually confident on posting the other lab work we've seen with the other stuff from the FDA that's going on. And again, the FDA is looking like they're kind of fudging these lab tests. And so stay tuned to this channel because there's a lot more going on, and it just seems like a big old-fashioned railroading, and I'm not yet believing it. Thanks.